We're back. Oh, we're almost at the end of the season, man.
So close. So
Game
close.
80.
Right? That's it. Sunday's the last day. So next time we're recording, we will know play-in. We will know matchups. We'll be ready to go.
We'll be in the playoffs.
We will. Yeah, that's true. We will be in the playoffs.
We'll be in the playoffs.
We'll be through the play-in.
We made the playoffs.
We did it. We made it.
We made it. All right, man. Game 80. We got some shout-outs early. Welcome to Hoop Sense, by the way. I'm Trey Edwards.
Mike Zakarian.
And shout-outs to the Hall of Famers. We got Carmelo Anthony, Sue Bird, Dwight Howard, Sylvia Fowles, and Maya Moore. Oh, and Billy Donovan are going to
Billy Donovan
going to the Hall of Fame.
I have no like background for this. Is this one of the deeper Hall of Fame classes? I mean, like,
Sure.
Melo, iconic. I'm like, we'll throw Billy Donovan in there. But like Sue Bird, one of the greatest like full-on careers. Maya Moore, like as we've talked about before, like one of the GOATs.
Yep.
And then Sylvia Fowles too, like an incredible career. I mean, obviously an incredible career made the Hall of Fame, but this is like a deep Hall of Fame class. And Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard. Shout out to Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
Magic legend.
Probably should have been top 75.
Should have been top 75 for sure.
Yeah.
Not fighting that.
No.
Maya Moore, though, my GOAT.
I know.
Yeah, she is long overdue. So shout outs to all the new inductees. Hell of a career. Great accomplishment, and more to come with that.
Yeah.
It's end of season awards. We stayed away from it all year. We didn't give our predictions. We gave some hot takes and saying like, oh, Dyson Daniels and da-da-da, and they're playing like this.
Right.
But now we get to stand on business and actually choose our people. Okay, so Coach of the Year, who's your pick?
I'm going Kenny Atkinson. I think if what he's done with Cleveland this year, for them to just be like a dominant one seed from start to finish, like there was no real hiccups, to have like egos be checked, you know, I did feel like Evan Mobley's developed in this way. He's got everybody playing well. The bench is playing well. I don't know. I hard for me to give it to anybody else. And I just love Kenny Atkinson. What he did in Brooklyn, I feel like he kind of got a raw deal on the way out, and to come back and immediately ascend in the way they have, I'm giving it to Kenny.
Only if it worked that way.
Yeah.
It never works that way.
Meaning,
the guy that you expect to get it, they never get it. And since that's the case, and I'm overthinking it, I'm going to go Ime Udoka, right? You had the young Rockets team. They made all these acquisitions. They were outside looking in, and now they're second in the West. A lock at second in the West. You know what I mean? A very tough West. And they just embodied what he had to represent, you know what I mean? Physicality. It took for him to even bench Jalen Green in fourth quarters to get him on board. Ahmed Thompson, the list goes on. Fred VanVleet, you know what I'm saying? And like they are battle tested. Yeah,
they're finishing strong too. I mean, they had an impressive week locking up Steph Curry. I don't know, when's the last time Steph Curry's been locked up, you know? And they
I'm gonna say lock up, man. I
think they were 1 for 10.
I think there were a lot of physicality and no calls.
Oh, yeah, they were.
You know what I mean? I think locking up is a little aggressive. You know what I mean? I think they made it hard for him.
Yeah, I don't know, 1 for 10.
1 for 10 made it difficult.
Yeah,
shout out to Simon Thompson and the rest of the squad being physical. Honorable mention, Bickerstaff.
Oh, absolutely.
He's turned Detroit around. Like, if we had to ignore everything, all the accolades and things of that nature, he would be the Coach of the Year.
He's probably looking around being like, what do I have to do to get Coach of the Year? We tripled our wins.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, shout outs to him, but you gotta, sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta be number one. And that's how it works.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rookie of the Year.
I'm going Castle. I think it like
unanimous.
Yeah, his numbers are crazy right now too. He's definitely benefiting from Wemby and Fox not playing. But he's putting up numbers, and I know
consistent.
there were a couple other candidates who we mentioned last week, like Bucelis over in Chicago has been popping off a little bit more. Wells, who had a gross injury last night for Memphis, man. I hope he gets well soon. He had a gnarly photo after. You see, he even had like he was in a Rocky movie.
A little, you know. Got bruised up. For real.
Yeah. But it's Castle. It's Castle, right?
I think that's the easy choice. I mean, shout outs to Sarr, Rasache.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You know, they're hooping. The young fellas are hooping, but even Edie.
Yeah, Edie,
Even Edie. I mean, Edie was the favorite early on in the year, but
And
Castle held his own.
Yeah, same thing. Edey, like another guy, the last month or so has been doing a little bit more for Memphis, and he's going to have to be important if they're going to do anything in the playoffs. But same thing. Like the Rookie of the Year is a stat award, and Castle's been putting him up.
All right, most improved.
Oh man, I just can't go to Cade, right? We already agreed that it can't go to Cade. We can't do it. I'm gonna go Dyson Daniels, and we might hear his name again. I think Dyson Daniels is most improved. I think what he's done, we already knew he could play defense, but I think he has evolved offensively this year. Mm-hmm. He's a great running mate next to Trae Young. So I'm gonna go Dyson Daniels.
I'm going with Zubac Shakur. Let's go, Zoo. Let's go, Zoo. Zoo deserves this joint, bruh. He is bumping.
Dude, he's been awesome. He's been so good.
He's been bumping.
I also love the team rallying around him, getting him those shirts for, I think, Defensive Player of the Year. I think they're trying to
They're rallying for everything. I'm not mad at it, man. Shout out to Big Zoo.
Yeah, I love that. I love
Zubac.
it. Yeah.
6 Man of the Year.
6 Man of the Year, fast PP, baby. Peyton Pritchard over there.
Peyton Pritchard. I think he's been holding on to that since the jump.
Start to finish, right?
Yeah.
He's been so good, man.
And he backed up Jaylen Brown's comments.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, every time they played Detroit, he put up 30, it felt like. Yeah. Shout out Peyton Pritchard. I'm glad he's going to get that because I know there was some concern he wasn't going to stay in Boston. This was a year or two ago, or that he was going to be in trade rumors. And for him to ascend in the way that he has, he's legit an important piece of this team moving forward.
I mean, to be fair, he's instead of crying about the situation, he's making the best of the situation with the minutes that he gets and the productivity when he's on the floor. So, it could go sour and he could request a trade and he could have been out of there and playing for a team and those numbers wouldn't matter. So,
absolutely,
shout outs to him being mature and understanding the main goal of potentially going back to back.
Absolutely, yeah. Shout out PP.
All right, we got Defensive Player of the Year.
I'm running it back. Dyson Daniels again.
So Dyson Daniels is up for two.
Two times. I know the Draymond Green stuff's happening right now. Steve Kerr even took time out of his in-between quarter interview last night to shout that out. That's a real media push of Draymond Green right now. Not that he's not
campaign your guy.
I know. Not that he's not deserving. But I got Dyson Daniels.
I was on the Draymond train last week. I was like, yo, Draymond, Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Dyson Daniels seems like the obvious pick. His numbers are compared to Scottie Pippen, but guess what? Scottie Pippen never won a Defensive Player of the Year. And the honorable mention right now that may and should be Defensive Player of the Year. He's not my pick, but Evan Mobley.
Yeah, Evan Mobley's got to be. It seems like it's those three, right? Mobley, Daniels, and then Draymond, who seems to be the overwhelmingly favorite. But Daniels would be your guy?
Daniels is my guy.
Yeah,
I'm rolling with
the
that.
steal numbers are just nuts.
This is the thing. I think people like to play the right or wrong game. No, I like to be in the right of who is the top three. Was I on brand with those that are even candidates?
Yeah.
Some people be so far off.
No.
You know what I mean? Am I aligned with the candidates? Am I watching the game the right way to say these were the top three players in specific categories?
Yeah.
These are the top three coaches in specific, you know what I mean? And go about it that way. The MVP conversation, it's not no third.
No, there's no third.
There's no third. It hasn't been a third for a while. And if it is a third, the third is very at the bottom.
It goes 1, 2,
51,
3, 4, and then 51.
1, 2, and 51.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a big gap.
Who is your MVP?
Well, I will talk about it later, but I think yesterday's news, I think it's hard to win MVP and have a coach get fired in the same season, right? So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, man.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah. Like we said last week, you got to reward the winners, right?
Reward the winners.
And they
Dyson Daniels, Hawks in 8th.
Yeah.
They're going to potentially make the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I think that feels like a little bit of a stretch of reward the winners for the...
I mean, Russell Westbrook.
Yeah. Russell Westbrook for what?
MVP. MVP.
Oh, yeah. In that.
So why can't... I mean, if you're making it to the playoffs, you are a winner.
Yeah. All right.
You are a winner.
I'll give it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's got to be Shai, dude. And even after they had a bump of a weekend with those losses against Houston and LA, they came back last night, beat the Lakers. He looked awesome. It's just Shai, man.
Mike, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has scored 20 plus in 71 consecutive games.
That's crazy.
Zoom in. 71 consecutive games.
That's crazy. That's almost a full season.
That's insane.
It is. It is. And he plays almost every night. Like he's awesome. And
come on, man.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
It's him. It's him. I don't even think it's going to be close now. I mean, like Jokic is going to be clearly the second guy, but
I'm not picketing outside of Secaucus, New Jersey, saying Jokic was robbed.
No, it's just too hard to get to Secaucus too. Like you don't need to be. You don't need to be spending that time.
That's true. That's true. That's real. All right, playoff picture time. We got some potential matchups right now. For the play-in, we got Kings versus Mavs.
Yeah.
Okay. Zach LaVine's been bumping.
Zach LaVine finally, popping a little bit.
Grizzlies versus Wolves.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Minnesota really blew it last night. That game against Milwaukee, the Bucks went on a 34-3 run to close the game out. That's crazy. Like, you can't do that.
I mean, that's Giannis, man.
That is, I mean, yes, it's Giannis, but it's also not a lot, like not Dame. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Not Dame. And there was so much more on the line for Minnesota because they basically held the driver's seat. They could have been hosting a first-round playoff series, and now you have to probably win a play-in game to avoid playing the Thunder in the first round, which I know Ant-Man's not scared of anybody, but you'd much rather play somebody else than the Thunder, I would think, in the first round. So that was a brutal loss for them.
By the way, we miss you, Dame, but it seems like the Bucks found their identity again. They're not like scrambling and all that other stuff. They're like...
Yeah. I was not giving them credit until last night's win because some of it was like some ugly stuff. Like they barely got by Miami without Hero and like it was, but last night's win was legit and they got Bobby Portis back.
Yep.
But yeah, you're right. They seem to be positive on Dame potentially coming back. I still don't see that happening.
Just get healthy, man.
Yeah.
Just get healthy. It's too risky. Yeah. Scary right now.
Right. It's not like a hamstring.
Bulls versus Heat.
It'll be fun, I guess. We'll get the Bulls running.
Shout out to the Bulls, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Bulls. And then, my Orlando Magic. I'm playing Magic because we get W's. You hear me?
I mean,
versus the Hawks.
Orlando looks nice right now.
Hey, man. We'll talk about them later.
Yeah.
Man. They always get the last slot of the pod.
Yeah.
But
Paolo and Franz have been on fire.
I really like those play-in matchups.
Yeah.
They have real potential. They got a lot of star power in there, with the Anthony Davises of the world, the Zach LaVines, the Ja Morants, the Anthony Edwards, the Kobe Whites, the Tyler Arrows, the Paolo Bancheros, and the Trae Youngs.
I mean, the West specifically, too. Like, I don't know on the East how many games combined the 7 and 8 seed will win against the Celtics and the Cavs in the first round. But in the West, I mean, it could be anybody from...
It's 2 games separating 6 teams.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, it could be...
How do you not like this game? How do you not like basketball right now?
We had to grind through about a month of a lot of Hornets, Wizards, Jazz, and now we are being rewarded with this chaos here at the end.
Absolutely. So we got our matchups right now set, or could shift.
Yeah.
Clippers versus Nuggets, Lakers versus Warriors, Pacers versus Bucks, Knicks versus Pistons.
Yeah.
Those are good matchups, man.
You see,
good first round matchups. That Lakers, Warriors.
ESPN
family.
ESPN right now doing the meme behind the tree, right? Where they're just like, Lakers, Warriors, come on. Do you know how many commercials they're going to have? LeBron
Clippers,
and Steph?
Nuggets is going to be fun too.
Well, yeah. I mean, that might be 4 games. That Clipper. We'll talk about Denver later.
You think Clippers are sweep?
I don't take you as a serious organization if you fire your coach 3 games before. I mean,
I get it, man. We'll talk about that too, but yeah. And then the teams that are waiting, the Thunder, the Cavs, the Rockets, and the Celtics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I
feel like 1 is interesting. Rockets sitting there at 2.
Yeah. And
they had a hell of a year.
They've had a hell of a year. And I'm trying to think of like, if they play the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round, who do you think is favored in that series?
Probably the T-Wolves.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. And I mean, like Houston's in a situation where, like similarly to Memphis a couple of years ago, right? Memphis was the 2 seed. I think they played the Lakers in the first round and then ended up losing. That I don't know if people are going to take them seriously as a playoff team until they like win a series, right? Yeah. But they're Houston's closing strong. Coach of the year, Ime Udoka. So we'll see.
We'll see. All right. Rank these. Luka trade, Mike Malone firing, or the Sun season in itself from worst to first?
I mean, listen, I know there's recency bias, and then there's the Luka trade. It is the Luka trade. I like
Luka trade at 3.
Number 1 overall. Of like you're saying like the worst thing to have happened.
Worst to first.
Yeah, worst to first. Luka number 1. The Luka trade. I think there will be a documentary about this like 10 years from now. I'm gonna do that 1. 2, the Malone firing is crazy.
Okay.
You get the best player on the planet, and you are still currently, or going into the firing, they were going to host a first-round playoff series, and you fire your coach with 3 games left. Is crazy. And then 3, I would have the Phoenix Suns, because like I was bullish on the Suns, but I'm also not surprised with what we've seen happen in Phoenix the last couple of years.
I'm going to say Mike Malone firing at 1.
Okay.
Suns at 2 and Luka at 3.
Yeah.
Because the Mavericks are still possibly going to make the playoffs.
True.
And they were not in playoff contention when Luka was traded.
No, they were still where they.
No.
They weren't in, they were
Luka was missing a month.
Yeah, but they were still like in that 9-10 range, right?
Yeah, but they were bent. They were
Yeah, they were ugly, yeah.
They weren't like, he probably wasn't going to come back if he wasn't moved. He was going to be like, continue to like
You think
ramp
so?
up. Yeah, because they weren't playing him.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? All of a sudden, he gets traded to the Lakers, and now his body is good.
But when he got hurt on Christmas, they said it was going to be like a 4 to 6 week thing, and it was like right around the time where he was supposed to come back.
They weren't like,
yeah,
it wasn't like it was great.
Yeah.
It lost Lively. It also, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It wasn't like, oh.
They were missing
and then people wrote them off.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all should hit the lottery.
Yeah.
Look, that's why you don't trade for Anthony Davis. Like Spencer Dinwiddie, you know what I mean? They got Lively back.
I will say it's kind of funny that the Dallas one and the Phoenix one go together, because Dallas might be in the lottery if Phoenix could win consecutive games. Like Phoenix playing so bad is part of the reason that Dallas has been able to stay afloat. But you're right. Do you think Dallas can give anybody hell in the first round?
Sure.
Yeah, you think so?
Sure. I just think that they're going to compete.
Oh, for sure.
That's
yeah.
the thing.
And they'll defend. I mean,
I don't think they're going to win a series, but I think they're going to compete and probably win a game.
It'd be so much more interesting to me.
But think about that bright spot.
Yeah.
People are talking about they're getting rid of their tickets. They're never going to the games.
Yeah.
And his team still, despite all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
how they're treating this situation is like they went from finals to last.
Right. No, but yes, I agree with you for the most part. I mean, they did go from finals to 10.
No one wants to hear it, but if the Lakers get bounced in the first round, what's up?
Yeah, I mean, that would be a huge disappointment if they get bounced in the first round. But I think like they weren't trading for a 38-year-old Luka. You know what I mean? Like that sets up the Lakers. That's like a nice transition of power there.
I get it, but they traded for a 31-year-old Anthony Davis.
Yeah. Right, but they did go from finals to 10th.
Sure, but they also went from finals to like slow start.
Yeah,
and was like not good.
Right? No, for sure.
So it's not like this season was like, oh, they were going to actually make a run and be.
Yeah.
If you look at how the West was really going.
Yeah, I think it's hard to like figure out where they would have gone this year too, because you can't, like, the Kyrie injury is such a game changer.
Think about that too.
Yeah, because I think
they were to lose AD.
Yeah.
To lose Kyrie.
Lively. They lost Gafford for a while.
And they're still in the play-in.
Yeah. I mean, again, and that's...
Phoenix has been awful.
Phoenix, man.
And they still managed to not be in the play-in. So you have to give credit to the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, no, for sure. Yeah. I'll give credit.
They know about Jaden Hardy, bro.
I will give credit to the players, and I would give credit to Jason Kidd.
Yep.
I'm not fully giving credit to Nico.
I'm giving credit to Nico. Shout out to Nico, man. I'm not kicking Nico down.
No.
Shout out to Nico.
I'm not kicking him, but I'm not going to praise him.
I'm down with Nico's vision.
All right.
Because the Lakers get ran off that court.
I know, but the Lakers have become a better team since getting Luka.
They made this trade to not only longevity, but how many years you got Bron at a high level.
Yeah.
This one is road to 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't even...
Shout out to JJ Redick, too.
Yeah,
he's done an amazing job, Bubs.
He has done an awesome job. Yeah.
We got to move on, though, because we're going to be talking about this all day, and we start sounding like the machine on TV.
The machine.
All right. Who has the most pressure on them heading into the playoffs.
I think we're just talking about the Lakers. I think there is a lot of pressure on them. But I'll go one.
I say the Thunder.
That's what I was just going to say.
The Thunder, bro.
Because the Thunder are
the Thunder
in
and the Celtics.
Yeah. You see, Celtics, because they could financially start to move some pieces if they don't go back to the
also
finals.
Like Jaylen Brown's like not playing in the.
I know.
That was weird.
That was weird. Well, can we just shut him down? Why is he playing right now anyways? Shut him down to the playoffs, because he came out and said, like, I'm learning to play Paul Pierce style basketball because my knees are bothering me. And I'm like, hey, okay, rest, man. You were the second seed regardless. Just rest. But I think you're right. The Thunder, because it's all sunshine and roses right now, like, the best team ever. You don't go to the finals this year. If you don't win the finals, honestly, people are going to be like, hey, what?
Well, no, people's like, oh, they still have that cushion to just make it to the finals.
Yeah.
No, you're convincingly the best team in the league. That's all people, hey, y'all don't talk about the Thunder enough. We've talked about the Thunder all year.
Yeah. And everybody's going to be like, oh, well, they have all these assets, all these picks. I'm telling you, the second you don't win the finals this year, they're going to be like, forget the picks, go get Giannis. Like, it's going to be stuff like that.
It just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way at all. All right. We got to move on to Team of the Week. Los Angeles Lakers beat the Thunder maybe 2 times.
Oh, no,
they didn't.
They didn't.
So, last night, was it last night?
Yeah, it was last night.
Okay, yeah, I'm tracking my days. The Luka ejection, what'd you think about that?
I mean,
he got shut up.
He does, but also the ref needs to do a better job. Like, the ref didn't throw him out because he was talking shit to the fan. The ref was not locked in enough to know that he wasn't talking shit to him. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so both things. Like, yes, shut up, but also, that's what Luka does.
Great player, great whiner.
Yeah, great whiner. A+ whiner.
A+ whiner, man.
Like, come on, ref.
But I think in those 2 matchups, they came out Sunday and blasted the Thunder. Mm-hmm. Good for them.
Yeah.
I knew they weren't going to shoot like that again.
No. Right? And the Thunder don't have, like, this is why you win 60 games before April. You know what I mean? Like, they're in cruise control. These games do not matter to them right now.
I think they needed to be punched in the mouth.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get back down. This is a good test, because if they just ran through the playoffs and they meet a Lakers.
Yeah.
Lakers gonna get them up out of here.
Yeah, and I'm not like
look at the adjustments of like how aggressive Caruso was on Luka,
right,
and like how they were throwing bodies at those guys and trying to make those adjustments.
It was night and day from the first matchup.
7 games, like it's gonna be interesting. I'm curious to see how JJ handles his first playoff series, because I mean he's a good X and O guy, and I think he takes a lot of pride and shouts to him overachieving. I mean, the gift to get Luka Doncic.
Oh, absolutely.
In your first year of coaching.
Absolutely.
But he's done a great job prior to the acquisition.
Yeah. No, and he seems to have like a really good pulse of like his locker room. He seems to have a good feel for it. And I think that's important when you have guys like LeBron and Luka.
LeBron didn't tune him out.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And like he spoke the language, and then important. Also you got Austin Reeves looking like
Larry Bird.
Looking like something.
Yeah. I want to say, too, the OKC, I'm not of the camp that SGA is this, like, free throw merchant. That's how he gets there. But I do think, like, when we get to the playoffs and it gets a little bit more physical and the refs swallow the whistle a little bit, it will be interesting to see how OKC...
The funny thing about it, OKC is not leading the league in free throw attempts.
No. But it is... SGA does get to the line a lot, but nobody else on the team does.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like... It got to make up for something.
Yeah.
It got to make up for something. Like, I get it. It might be tough to watch, but, like, they don't get... If the margin was crazy...
Right, that's another conversation.
That's a whole different conversation, but they don't get to the line a lot as a team.
But I'm more interested when we get to the playoffs, like, is it Jalen Williams? Is it Chet Holmgren? Like, who is the second guy that steps up to get them buckets?
On them.
Yeah.
On them. The Indiana Pacers.
Woo!
8-2. Shout out to the Pacers organization, too. That's very classy for them sending me a jersey, welcome me to Indianapolis.
Yeah.
8-2 in their last 10. Winners of 5 in a row. And letting their key guys get some rest. Like they're loading up for this thing right now.
Again, you take out like that first month of the season and they're one of the best teams in the league this year, and they're even defending a little bit. We've shouted out guys like Obi Toppin and Jarris Walker the last couple of weeks for stepping up. I think they're going to be a problem in the playoffs. I do think the Celtics and the Cavs are so much better, but I think they are getting out of the first round. I don't care who they play of the Pistons or the Bucks. I think they're getting out of the first round, and then I like that would be a fun matchup between Cleveland, I think.
Yeah, I definitely like it. I definitely like it. Hopefully, I can catch some games. The Timberwolves. I mean,
I know they dropped that one last night when we were making this doc.
yeah, man. So they got to get out of the play-in. Rip and claw.
And they still have like 2 games left, right? And I think with one of them against Memphis, and I forget who, the other one I think is a team that's out of contention. So there's definitely still a chance they're in like the 4, 5, 6 range, but that was a brutal loss for them last night.
Why do teams play better when they get rid of their coach?
You talk about Memphis?
Talking about Memphis.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess like the vibes were that toxic that they just needed something to shake the snow globe up a little bit, and the offenses looked a little bit better. But
yeah, because that firing didn't make sense to me at the time, but
no,
we'll see.
Yeah, that one you can wrap your head around a little bit better, or at least I can, than the Denver one. The Denver one, I'm still, and I know we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll chime in about it.
Yeah.
But shout outs to those teams. We're moving right on to the next man up. Oh man, I love to see these type of names. Ryan Rollins.
Ooh, Ryan Rollins.
12.3 points per game, 3.4 rebounds, 3.6 assists, 1.0 steals. For those who don't watch the Milwaukee Bucks play, Ryan Rollins plays there. Has been great for them the last 6 games.
He's defending, and that's what they needed somebody to come in and defend.
But also adding from the offensive end.
Sure.
And I think that's a great pickup and the epitome of next man up.
Yeah. I mean, they're right. They were just so decimated with the loss of Dame and trying to figure out what makes the most sense. And yeah, it seems like Doc is finally starting to press the right buttons with that Bucks team. And guys like Rollins, Kevin Porter Jr. has been stepping up a little bit too. But yeah, Rollins has been nice.
Man, it's Denny season. It's Denny season right now.
Denny's nuts right now.
Over his last 13, 26.8 points per game, 11.2 rebounds per game, 5.5 assists per game, 1.2 steals per game. And then he's making 2 3-pointers a game.
Yeah, I mean, he legit would be an all-star if it was for the second half of the season. His numbers have been crazy. And
I don't know about no West.
I'm telling you.
I don't know about no West.
Yeah, no, maybe not, but
he's balling.
Yeah, and he got his GM an extension too. He got the Joe Cronin extended.
Joe Cronin got the easiest job in the world. Man.
Hey, he was getting hammered when he wouldn't trade Dame to Miami, and now
shout outs to him outliving the dream.
There you go.
Know what I'm saying? He won at the end of the day.
He did.
I mentioned my guy earlier, man. Zubac Shakur! Zubac is the first Clipper since Elton Brand in 2005 to at least record 20 points, 20 rebounds, and 5 assists in a single game.
I mean, I think his growth, along with James Harden just playing every single game, has allowed Kawhi to rest. You know what I mean? Like, because he stepped up so much that it's made like Kawhi doesn't have to play the back-to-backs and they can still compete in the playoffs. Same thing when Norman went down. Like, it was Harden and Zubac every single night. And yeah, Z's been awesome.
Laker legend.
Yeah, Laker legend for real.
Laker legend, Zubac. All right, hot hand. Moving. Oh, shout outs to Big O, Nkongwu.
Yeah.
16 points, 10 boards in his last game.
Been doing it every night.
Yes. I mean, since he's been a starter.
Yeah.
Once they moved him in the starting lineup, it was like,
yeah,
go ahead. Shout out to Compton Magic, too.
I was going to say, no shade to Capella. I felt like the writing was on the wall for Okongwu to move into this starting role for like a year and a half now. So I'm glad they finally like ripped the Band-Aid off and let him run with the first unit because he's been awesome.
Yeah,
just a breath of fresh air.
And he defends Giannis so well. So like, I was always on board with him.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard, man.
I'm telling you, Clippers are scary, man.
Kawhi Jordan. Kawhi Jordan, my dog.
Is that off the top right there?
Yes.
That was Kawhi Jordan.
Kawhi Jordan, man, 24.5 points per game, 5.8 rebounds per game, 1.8 steals per game. Man, he looks good.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think I would take the Clippers over every single team besides the Thunder in the first round of the playoffs. I'm in.
They're fun, bro.
Yeah.
Like when you got Kawhi healthy, ready to go, it seems like his body is rested and is adjusted to this.
Dude,
they are tough.
No back-to-backs in the playoffs, right? Especially in the first round, you're going to get like maybe 2-3 nights off in between games. Norman's healthy. He's starting to look right again. Bogdanovich off the bench is kind of nice. Ben Simmons? We're going to get some Ben Simmons playoff minutes. I don't know. I'm in on the Clips.
Yeah, shout out to the Clippers, man, and Kawhi.
Yeah.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, 36 points per game, 12.3 rebounds per game, 13.7 assists per game last week.
Dude, you know what's nuts too? We were talking about the MVP and how we were saying it's like clearly 1-2 and then a big drop to 3.
Yep.
Giannis is putting up those numbers.
Yeah.
And is still not in the MVP conversation.
Yeah.
And he's been awesome this entire year.
He's probably would have been the closest 3.
Yeah.
To me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wanted to shout out Donovan Mitchell. I know Quinn Richardson shouted him out the other day just because of the Cavs' success, but Giannis' numbers is just...
No. And Tatum, too. I would have Giannis 3,
those
Tatum
3
4.
guys, though, have been playing out of the world. Like,
Yeah.
like straight up. They deserve the recognition to be even MVP worthy.
Absolutely.
Alex R, 20, 12, 6, and 3 blocks.
Yeah.
He continues to trend up. I think the Wizards front office has done a great job with that young core. And they're going to be a team to, pay attention to this summer.
Go get Cooper Flag.
If they could.
Go get Cooper.
If they can control it.
That would be fun. That would be a fun little...
They would be OD.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Poole. Pool's kind of had a bounce back season. Yeah.
Bub Carrington.
Keyshawn George has been nice.
Yes. Like, I'm all in for the young boys in DC.
Yeah, they'll be a fun League Pass team. I don't know if they're a playoff team yet, but next year they'll be a fun team to watch.
League Pass team for sure. Ja Morant.
Yeah.
Ja Morant, new celebration every night. He's just trolling at this point. Immature, sure, but 28, 5, and 8 in 27 minutes.
Yeah.
Also, insane stat here. Ja Morant has more game-winning buzzer beaters than 98.8% of all NBA players in NBA history.
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean,
is he worth the trouble?
Yeah, yes, I think so.
I think he is too.
I think so too.
I think he is too.
I also want to say, I think both things can be true for the conversation that happened last week. Like, yeah, it does make sense that the NBA fined him for that because he's had incidents with it and then was kind of warned and continued to do it. So I get it. Also, it can be hypocritical of the NBA to fine him and then let some other things go a little unnoticed, if you will, right?
What if he has a secret deal with Call of Duty?
Yeah, we don't know what his affiliates.
That's what I'm coming. That's my my conspiracy.
We need to know the brand deals. But I will say, I am pro. Listen, he doesn't have any grenade-related incidents. So if you want to lob grenades, you want to do the crossbow, I'm for all of it. I think
the crossbow is banned now. I don't think you can do it.
No way. They got rid of the crossbow too?
Yeah. The NBA's no fun league, man.
Oh, God. Wesley Matthews must be hurt.
Oh, man. It's all bad, man. Because, Jamal Murray used to do that too.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was Jamal Murray.
Man, they zipped it.
Did you have one? Did you have a celly if you knocked down a triple?
Nah, man. But the homie had a cool one. He would do like the phone after he hit the 3. That one was cool to me.
There was this kid in college who had he did a little, like he was wearing a tiny hat and did a hat tip every time. And I was like, man, you have to be better. Like you have to be very talented to have a celebration
I would
like
do something
that.
like, man, if I made a shot, I probably would do the bounce. I would be just sitting there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Bounce is good.
You know what I mean? Zach LaVine, 35 points per game in his last 3.
Man, we were waiting for this, right? Because he was like slowing down a little bit offensively, and I feel
I
like
was watching the other night the game that they won on NBA TV, and Dennis Scott was like, Zach LaVine's my guy. DeMar DeRozan's my guy. Sabonis is my guy. I don't love these guys together. And I was just sitting there and I was like,
yeah,
I get it. But
that's
like, they had Zach had 43 the other night. I mean, was 43 or 37?
Yeah, he had 37 2 nights ago. Yeah, I'm impressed because Sacramento seemed like they were about to let go of the rope. Like Sabonis got hurt, they'd lost a couple in a row. Monk was hurt, and it seemed like they were like, this season's done.
Good job, Doug Christie.
Yeah, they fought back this last week or so.
It's almost like we forgot that they fired Mike Brown.
I know, right? Well, because you've had a bunch of other coaches get fired since then.
This is true. But since we got on the bad side, let's talk about the 30-second timeout.
Yeah.
The Phoenix Suns.
Yes. Man, I can't believe I'm saying that. They are vibeless. It is.
I mean, the salt on the wound was KD getting hurt.
I know, because that was at least I was tuning in to watch him put up crazy numbers. He was he's been awesome this year.
He's been the most consistent Sun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's unfortunate how they put him in trade rumors and things of that nature. Do you think this is the last time he plays in the uniform this season?
I think so. I don't
know.
No?
I think he stays.
Really?
Yeah.
For like the full year, or is it just to like
half to like Feb
to February and then gets moved? Yeah. I
think the situation is it's not him.
Oh, it's definitely not him. Like, I don't think he's saying, get me the hell out. I think I am just selfish about it. I love watching him play basketball. I want to see him play competitive basketball. I want him in the playoffs.
I want him on a good team, and I don't care what nobody's talking about.
Yeah, and I don't care where it is. Like,
but at the end of the day, you roll with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Win or lose is masterclass basketball.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like, and that's what I tune in for. So the Suns, enjoy Cancun.
Man, that did feel like I watched a little bit of the first half of the Warriors game last night, and then I was like, I don't need to watch this.
You seen the Brad Beal clip?
No, I missed the
floating around where Steph hits the three.
No,
he's like celebrating too.
Oh, Brad,
I don't think that was the intention, but like,
it
just looked bad.
He's had a couple of clips.
I don't know what's going on.
No, just collecting checks.
I mean, I'm a Brad Beal fan, but I don't know what happened.
No, I mean, I'm sure
time will tell.
Yeah, and again, I think it goes back to, and we're about to talk about another organization, I think it goes back to the people up top. Because when you go out there and you'll be like, hey, yeah, we are trying to trade this guy who we know has a no-trade clause. We're putting it out in the media. We're going to bench him to see if he gets upset enough that we'll trade him. Like, what did you think he was going to do? Like, fight tooth and nail for you after that? Like, absolutely not.
No, he had all the leverage.
Yeah.
All right, man, this is the story. The Denver Nuggets clean house. I have a quote. The Nuggets were likely going to fire one or the other this offseason, but decided to get it over with now. Malone likely would have been fired back in 2023 had they not won, due to the conflict between him and Calvin Booth.
Yeah.
Right? And it was regarding their rookie not being played over Russell Westbrook. And then also, just disagreements in that way. And Josh Kroenke just decided to take matters in his own hands and say to be done with this mess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Mike Malone also wanted to keep Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Bruce Brown, and it didn't work in his favor. They decided to go younger. They got arrogant. Calvin Booth, he was a little arrogant, brother, after you won that chip. So definitely questionable. But Josh Kroenke also said, now that the coaches are fired, play hard and have fun.
Yeah.
That's some stuff you tell to a pay-to-play league.
It's a little
10-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly.
10-year-olds. Like,
just have a good time and try your best.
I like that white voice that you put on. That was very white man. That was like, very top-tier white man.
Thank you.
Like, you would have got a bank loan for that.
It is embarrassing, man. Like, you have the best player in the planet, probably the second MVP, the runner-up.
And you fired the coach and the GM?
And if you were going
two games?
And if you were going to do that anyways, just wait 2 fucking weeks. Like, what did you think was going to happen? Like, all of a sudden they're now inspired and they're going to play differently because you got rid of everybody? Like, if anything, the one thing I will say is the only thing that makes sense is if Jokic was like, we got to fuck with them. Yeah, that's the only.
And we don't never hear him say anything about nothing.
Right. And also, I will say, if he did do that, listen, everybody, you're not allowed to say this guy doesn't care anymore. Yeah. If he got his guy fired 3 days before the playoffs, I never want to hear that again.
Yeah.
But that's the only I can't think of another reason outside of like Booth and Mike Malone fist fighting, because it makes no sense to do it this late.
Play hard and have fun.
That's crazy. Like, that really does feel like.
I might say that for the rest of the year to people. Even on a bad day.
Just update your LinkedIn, throw it in there.
And have fun.
That's crazy.
Come on.
That's crazy. Again, I don't know, like, I think you're right. You hit it on the head with the ego thing because, listen, I'm all about developing young talent, but it's Russell Westbrook, man. Like, he's still pretty good. Like,
yeah,
you know?
they won a lot of games with him.
And
I get it. They lost a few games, but like...
And maybe he shouldn't be playing like the last 5 minutes of the game or whatever. But you're saying Jalen Pickett should be? Like, and no disrespect to Jalen Pickett.
Shout out to Jalen.
Yeah. And it's like, or Julian Strother or Hunter Tyson. Like, I'm sorry, guys. Like, you have a chance. Again, outside of OKC, the West is wide open. And you have Jokic.
In the honors of the Snoop Dogg meme.
Who? Yeah.
Who? Come on, man. Quit playing, man.
It's crazy.
They wasn't going to play in the playoffs anyway. Let's just stop playing.
And right, exactly. Like,
they wasn't going to play in the playoffs. We're getting ready for playoffs.
Yeah. We got Hunter Tyson matched up against Lou Dort. Like, what are we talking about?
No,
what are we talking about? And I will say, if Jokic was not involved in this sort of decision, I wouldn't be thrilled about what the future looks like.
Going into free agency and going to the Lakers like a meme.
I know. Don't do that. Please don't. I know now that Mark Williams trade, we know why they like shut that down. Please don't do that, Joker. We can't have you in LA. I don't want to deal with that. Also, I feel bad for Michael Malone. Maybe Queen.
He gonna be all right. He gonna end up in the Spurs.
I know. Yeah, that probably. But
they're gonna be damn good.
But do you remember he got screwed by the Kings where they let him go just because Boogie wasn't feeling well for a while and he couldn't play? Like I love Michael Malone, but you're right. He probably will be fine. He goes from Joker to Wembanyama. Not a bad.
Stay classy,
gig.
Laker daddy. Stay classy. All right. Player of the game, Paolo Banchero, averaging 29, 9, and 5 in his last 10. Boy is hooping. And I'm just going to transition straight into the Trey's Magic Minute. You see the cap. We won 3 games straight. We in the play-in. We got to get in the playoffs. Lock it in. Finish the job. Compete, man. I only consider this a win if we make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, you should. I mean, the Bulls are weird.
I don't have the Magic winning at all.
No.
But being consecutive playoff goers, I'll be okay.
Yeah, I need you to lose this first game in the play-in and then get the 8th seed because I don't want – the Celtics are already dinged up enough. I don't need the Celtics playing the Magic. Magic,
I would love that.
Nah, he's slapping people around. I would
love that. No, it would be good for the show.
Go beat up the Cavs.
It'd be good for the show, man. Me versus you. I
can see it now already.
In here smoking a cigar like James Worthy. You know what I mean?
James
the series
Worthy
is looking crazy, man. We match up well with them boys.
Bring
on the Celtics. We want them.
I think I
don't want the Cavs.
Whether you play the Cavs or the Celtics, I think you win one game in the series. Yeah. But I think you beat the hell out of them, you know, and I don't want to deal with that. But Paolo, shouts to Paolo, man. He has been awesome. Yeah. He's been awesome the last couple of weeks.
That's real. That's super real.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's real? Us. Time for us to go. Catch you on the next episode. See you in the playoffs next week, and thanks for tuning in.
Play hard and have fun.
Play hard and have fun. See you next week.